Real quick, do you want to, for everyone who's listening who isn't aware, give a little bit more background to why you were locked up in general? And
Yeah. So November of 2020, I climbed Great American Tower in Cincinnati, Ohio, the tallest building in my city. Um, I had only been out of the army 7 months, um, and was now pursuing my dream of photographing full time. I'm like selling prints for like $150 at the most, like door dashing and doing other stuff. I go on this climb. I climb that night. What I didn't know was I passed a security camera on the top floor. They saw me on it. There was a police response, like a heavy police response, like 20 officers. And I was up shooting on the crown of the building. Come back in, leave the building. No, like not arrested or anything. So I had been like moving around the country doing my work like normal. I left to go south, and then from Florida, I went to Louisiana. From Louisiana, I went to Texas. I linked up with a friend in Texas, and we were going to take a rental car out west to like go to Las Vegas, Nevada, where I was going to shoot my first product shoot, make a little bit of money. And I was like, all right, like this might be sustainable. Like I'm selling some prints. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing this. I don't have a lot of money or much money at all, but like I got a little bit of savings and So on our way to between that time, between when I was arrested, between when I climbed on November 27th to December 17th of 2020 when I was arrested, the local detective that was head of the central business district there takes uh it goes to FBI Homeland Security, and they identify me, they identify my military background, special operations, they identify PTSD diagnosis and like other things I was diagnosed with, and essentially decide that, I it's not very clear what the motive was or whatnot. Like people have debated that left and right, and I can still to this day I can't tell anybody that I know for sure what this man's motive was. But put on a warrant for me for armed robbery. So I'm not armed. I don't like own any firearms on record. Like I don't. I have no violent history. I have nothing like that. So, but the only way that he could justify that amount of force was to put forth this narrative to them as if I was something that
that
I
you were
was
really
not.
dangerous and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and in a post 9/11 America, and me being racially ambiguous and having the background, it's not very hard for them to do that. People think that it is, but America will surprise you over and over
Mm-hmm.
again. It is not very hard for them to do that. I'm here to tell you, ask questions and like learn. It's not. It's very easy, and it's overwhelming how much power one police officer had because he had the FBI, he had Homeland Security, he had Arizona State Police, all at his disposal to come and find me. I'm driving on I'm out in the desert photographing. So I'm driving towards Flagstaff, Arizona on I-40 West. Interstate is shut down. Like I didn't know it was shut down, but I'm coming to find out that it was. I see a helicopter spinning. I see cop cars everywhere. I'm thinking there's a fucking terrible accident and like this is a medevac,
Yeah.
and that's not what it was. They started driving backwards down the highway. I was sick that day. My friend, she was driving. I was sitting in the passenger seat, slumped. I had a fever, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, And I started seeing them look into cars, and they're armed with assault rifles. And I'm like, something just feels off. And my mom had called me 2 days prior and was like, oh, Cincinnati police, like they came to my door and they wanted to talk to you, you know?
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, I was like, well, when I come back from this trip, like, sure, like I'll talk to them. And so I started asking myself questions about that. But, like this is a nationwide manhunt.
Helicopter.
Helicopter, literally attack helicopter, 20 like at least 15 to 20 officers, dogs, fucking everything, right? Protocol for murderers. Literally, this is what I was told when I was put in the cop car. So I'll rewind. Then I start to see the car get surrounded. Then the sergeant comes and orders me out of the car, says my name, with the bullhorn, and was like, if you move, like we will kill you, like verbatim, So I'm laying face down there on the highway. I have no fucking clue what's going on. They pull me up. They pull out a piece of paper. My face is on it. They're like, I get this spiel from the officer, like, whatever you're going through, you need to, just like, you need to fight your demons. And I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking fighting demons. I am, but I'm not in the sense of like,
not what you're thinking.
Not what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they're like, oh, this dude's wanted for armed robbery, right?
Yes.
They don't know. They weren't in Cincy. They're like,
yes.
Oh shit, this guy's like
it's a game of telephone that turns into like fucking with my entire life. Like it's like easy to like laugh about it now, but like, when you break it down, it's like, it's so fucking crazy. And especially when you look at like past history of George Floyd and all of these other black men that like, and given the fact that I have the military background that I did. So if I'm going to make any moves, if I'm to do one thing wrong, it's like, all right, now I'm laying here full of bullets. And what did I do? I climbed a building in Cincinnati and shot it and embarrassed their police department a little bit, like